We're live now. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Ubuntu on Air. My name is Jose, and I'm an Ubuntu member broadcasting live from Peru. I'm here today with Nathan Haynes. Say hi.
Hi.
uh, just to do a little session about planning Ubuntu Global Jam. So, Nathan, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about this?
So Ubuntu Global Jam is a fantastic opportunity for all Ubuntu enthusiasts to get together and do something special to contribute to Ubuntu. And this is especially a good opportunity for loco teams to get together. If you need an excuse to get together, this is the perfect reason. And you can do an Ubuntu Global Jam. You event to contribute to Ubuntu in lots of different ways. And so if you are a developer, great, but most of us aren't, and so Ubuntu Global Jam is a way for everyone to get together on a single weekend, and no matter what your talents or skills are, or whether you're hoping to find some new talents or skills, you can get together and work on documentation, bug triaging, translations, that's an important one, and all sorts of great things. So that's sort of the idea between Ubuntu Global Jam.
Cool. By the way, we're hosting this live stream at ubuntuonair.com. You will find an IRC widget down below if you're watching this live. If not, you'll be able to find comments. If you have any questions right now, make sure to let us know at #ubuntu-on-air on irc.freenode.net. I read that that's #ubuntu-on-air on irc.freenode.net. If you don't have an IRC client, you can join us directly from ubuntuonair.com. And if you're watching this later and have any questions, please let us know in the YouTube comments. I'll be happy to answer those as I get those on my inbox.
Great, and I will be ignoring the YouTube comments because every time I try to reply to them, everything breaks. So
I'll let you know. Don't worry.
yeah, mailing lists though, we do have a mailing list for that.
Yeah, that's loco-contacts at list.ubuntu.com. If you're the contact of the Loco team, make sure to subscribe over there, since you're going to get some important news and information about what Loco teams are doing, what events are coming up, some other stuff like that. It's very low volume, so you would definitely want to subscribe over there. Um, that's the mailing list you can contact. If you have any problems, anything you want to talk about your event, any questions, specific questions, or any troubles you get inside your community, loco-council at lists.ubuntu.com. So let's get going with this jam planning hangout.
Okay, so Jose, everyone who hears about this thinks, I'd love to do an Ubuntu Global Jam, but it's really hard and I can't do it. What would you say to those people?
So it's quite easy. I want to really quote Michael Hall on this one, and you only need two people to make a global jam happen. So there's a little story that he always tells people when he's asked about global jams, and it turns out that a couple of years ago, himself and Chris Johnson would just sit down at a coffee shop and hack on Summit, which was the interface used and is the interface used for the Ubuntu Online Summit. So they would just sit down on a coffee shop to talk about Ubuntu, help improve this system that would get to the community at the end. So two people are more than enough to make a global jam happen. So if it's yourself and you want to grab a friend or you want to grab like someone else in the community, just do that. Find a coffee shop that has Wi-Fi access, and you're good to go. Or you can even go to call him to your home. You can get together somewhere else at a park that has Wi-Fi if you want to get a little bit more close to nature. But you can do it wherever. And two people are more than enough to just make a global jam happen.
Yeah, it really is pretty easy. And what would you say? So a lot of people say they're not developers and they don't know where to start. And to that, I say that this is the perfect place to start. So we have a wiki page that actually details all the things you need to just get started. That has a list of different activities that you can plan to do, and a lot of different things. Actually, you don't have to actually be a developer or know any code. There are presentations there at that site, so that if you wanted to sort of so if you're running a local team or a local group and no one knows where to start, there are presentations there that can make that easier for you on how to develop Ubuntu phone apps, on how to um, do bug triaging, all sorts of cool things, how to do translations. So it really is really anything you want to do to contribute to Ubuntu. This is the place. I would say even if you wanted to just go to like askubuntu.com and just see how many questions you could answer, that would be a great thing to do for Ubuntu Global Jam. That should be on the wiki. Is that on the wiki?
Yeah, that's on the wiki, definitely.
Okay.
So you can do a lot of stuff. If you don't know how to code, you can like test images. Right now we're in the middle of a cycle for those who don't know how the Ubuntu process works. So we're in the middle of a cycle and new images for Ubuntu are being released. For example, if you want to help these images to have the best quality ever, you can go ahead, download them, install them into your machine, or you can even use your virtual machine to test those images out. If you are a developer and want to help, there's a lot of bugs that need fixing. Really, there's a lot of bugs. And if you don't, like, you're not too keen into bugs, you can, for example, make a Juju charm. Like, in order to make a Juju charm, you only need to know Bash. So that's going to be quite easy.
Right, and so by images, what Jose means is that every single day, so developers are always working on Ubuntu, and right now we're working on Vivid, which is going to become Ubuntu 15.04, scheduled to be released on April 23rd. And so every day, developers are working on different applications, doing upgrades, fixing bugs, just polishing and shining things so everything works together. And so uh, the state of Ubuntu changes very, very often. These packages are constantly being updated. And so every night, um, for some part of the world that's night anyway, the Ubuntu servers automatically build a new ISO, just like the one you get on release day, except this one's not tested, and that's where you come in. So you can download an ISO. It's a live disk, just like an Ubuntu installer. And you can boot off that disk or burn it to a USB key or use a virtual machine and test that out. Just make sure it loads up and runs and Unity comes up, excuse me, and your computer doesn't catch on fire, sound works, and Firefox runs, and all those things. And so that's a good way of just keeping track of things that nothing broke overnight, because when you have a lot of things changing, sometimes things land in funny ways, in funny orders, and that's something that's extremely valuable. And there's some automated testing, but automated testing can't look at the screen and say, oh well, the video is not scrambled, for example. That's something humans can do. So you don't need to be a developer. If you can boot a virtual machine, and there are instructions online, or if you can burn a DVD and boot from that, that's one way you can help right away, and that's invaluable. That's every day we need that. So Ubuntu Global Jam is a great way to do that. And in fact, the Ubuntu California team up in San Francisco is planning on doing that exact same thing for Lubuntu. And so, no, for Xubuntu, I think. And so if you have a favorite distro, whether it's Ubuntu or Kubuntu or Lubuntu or Ubuntu GNOME, you can just download those daily images and test them over the weekend. You can get together, you can show other people how to do that, and that's something it's kind of fun. You get to see kind of what Ubuntu's up to at the very moment, and like I said, you don't have to reinstall anything. You can just boot off the live disk, and so that's a fun thing to get together and take a look at and kind of play around with. So that's something really, really valuable that can help Ubuntu. You can help the Ubuntu developers do a better job. So that's a big difference in development.
So we have a question from WXL on IRC. First question is, should we point people at existent information to prepare themselves for actually working on the gem, or do they usually involve how-to presentations?
That's a good question. So it really does depend on the size. I mean, so if you're having a meeting and it's like 2 or 3 people, you may want to just get together and say, this is what we're going to do, and point them to the presentations. But if you have a larger group, or people say, I want to get involved, but I haven't before, and I'm kind of nervous. You can bring that presentation, and it's really easy because it's, you're going to read through the documentation first. If you're leading it, you'll kind of know what to do. So the presentation just helps you guide other people through the steps and just kind of present them the steps of what you're going to do and go through the process. So it really does depend on how many, if you have like 10 people coming up, 5 people coming up for some event as a get-together, you might want to do the presentation there. If it's going to be like 1 or 2 people, you may as well, just read it beforehand. But then when you get there, you can definitely go over the presentation together and say, I just want to make sure that, you have an understanding of everything. So I hope that answers the question.
So he has another question over here. He is going to be organizing a global jam. So he was thinking on making his own virtual machine already preloaded with the ISO, with the daily ISO. You think that would be a good idea in order to get started with testing?
I think so. It's definitely one thing where if you have a thumb drive or a portable hard drive with the VM right there, I mean that can definitely help on setup. And then even if you don't prepare that before, because well, the one thing you'd want to worry about is you want to make sure you're using the very latest ISO. So you don't want to do it like today, and then when February 6th comes around, then you don't want to be testing with today's daily image because it's out of date. So you don't want to prepare that too far ahead of time. If you can figure out how to do it and do it the morning of, absolutely, that's the best way. Especially like if you meet at a coffee shop, you don't really want people downloading 900 megabytes each over coffee shop Wi-Fi. So that would be rude. um, but you can definitely create the VM, or even if you just grab the ISO and pass it out, and then everyone else boots from it. I mean, that helps too. So you don't have to. Any shortcuts you can take to help people out and get started is fantastic, but it can be as simple as downloading the ISO and having it ready.
Perfect. So that's everything we have on IRC for the moment.
Yep, so far. So Jose, have you done any Ubuntu Global Jam events in the past?
I have. So what we did over here at Brew, we got together at an office. Someone like just said, "Hey, my boss is letting me use my office, and we have space for like 10 people." 8 people showed up. They started coding on their own packages. They started fixing some packages and bugs that were over there. I got some pizza. They like had a pretty good time and enjoyed it like pretty much. Uh, and I think that like doing some of this little stuff in just a little place with a couple people is more than enough. As I said, it's going to be really fun because the interaction between people is going to be even better. And as I said, you can get some pizza or some drinks, and you're going to have even more fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan. We did that one time. We got together, and I think what we had planned to do, and it was a long time ago. It was one of the early Ubuntu Global Jams, so I don't remember anymore exactly what we did. But I think we got together and we said that the Loco Teams wiki page wasn't quite where it needed to be, so we all sat down together and we brainstormed what should the wiki be, and outlined the different pages, and then what should be on the pages, and we wrote half of it like right there. We had drafts, and so we weren't quite finished at the end of the day. We had to we had to finish up later, but we got most of it done. It was like proofreading, and then some pages we got up right there as we went. We had some Wi-Fi problems because we met at a university in a basement is a meeting room we had, and it turns out when you're surrounded by like 4 or 5 stories of concrete, the Wi-Fi is not so good, so we had some trouble that way. But we did have pizza, and that wasn't a problem. So it was fun to get together and just kind of there's some people had been around for a couple of years, a couple of new people who had never done this before, and just meeting in person and working together kind of forges those bonds so that when we're in our online IRC meetings every other week, we know the tones of each other's voices, and we've worked together. So it's good to build a rapport that way too. And there have been other times where we've just done, we actually have done bug triaging. And so it's fun because people always seem to come because they don't know what bug triaging is, but they want to help. And bug triaging is actually really easy. You go and you find some open bugs and you check and make sure that bugs that are marked incomplete, and you go and you follow the steps to reproduce, and if the bug exists, then you can mark it as triaged and add some more information if it might be missing, and if not, you can say, I wasn't able um, to reproduce this bug. Can you provide more information? And then you can try and get more information there. So that helps out too, because that if the developers aren't triaging the bugs, that means they have more time to fix the bugs. So that's kind of fun. All you have to do is try and reproduce the issue the person said they're having. So it's pretty easy to do. Well, but yet another thing that is valuable because there are tons of bugs being reported every day and lots of duplicates, and so you can cut down on the work that way.
Yeah,
So it's good. Go on.
as I mentioned, you can also work on some codey stuff. If you find bugs on Launchpad that you want to fix, like you want to see fixed, and you have the knowledge to fix them, go ahead and like submit a merge proposal. I think all merge proposals are welcome. All patches are welcome. So feel free to submit a patch. If you want to develop something, go ahead, develop it. Propose it for the archive if it's ready. Like whatever contributions are totally welcome. You can also do translations. If you speak both English and another language and want to see Ubuntu on that other language, it would be great if you can go into Launchpad and help translate Ubuntu into your language. So that way, Ubuntu will reach to more people. Translations are quite easy to do. Like you see a string and then you reply to that string with its translation in your language, and basically that's it. It's quite easy.
And the nice thing about that is that's a really easy thing to teach other people to do. So if you get, so if you're in a non-English speaking loco, and Ubuntu, I mean, Ubuntu always needs more strings translated. There are always new versions of programs coming out that have different wording changes, and so for as much as the old wording kind of comes along, the new strings don't follow if there's no precedent for that. So yeah, you can definitely go in there, and it's all web-based through Launchpad. So that's something that can be really valuable. And so, and in as much as you know uh, how convenient it can be and how powerful it can be to have Ubuntu in your own language, you can make sure that you keep spreading that accessibility in future versions of Ubuntu. And so this is a perfect weekend to do that because the packages are kind of settling down. We're probably not going to get a lot of extra changes. I'm going to cross my fingers about LibreOffice 4.4, but the RC for that is already in there, so it's all pretty much set. So if you go in there and you not have any translations for LibreOffice, you might be the person responsible for making LibreOffice really, really nice in your language. And how cool would that be? So that's a really good project for Ubuntu Global Jam. Let's see, what other cool things can they do for Ubuntu Global Jam, Jose?
So we also have these jam packs. It's already a little bit late to request them, but for those teams who have already requested them, you're going to receive a jam pack which contains basically a conference pack and some DVDs so you can give them out. Uh, I'm not sure if we're going to continue with this after this global jam, but I believe it's a really really good initiative. And if you're going to receive one of those, make sure to like share the love with the people that are around you.
Right, and if you're still going to try to squeeze that in, because I didn't hear Michael Hall say when the deadline was, so he should have, because I'm going to say that people should still try to see if they can sign up. Why not? If you're going to get together, so normally when you do a community fund reimbursement request, you need to be an Ubuntu member, uh, and that's a very good idea. But we want Ubuntu Global the global jam packs to go to everyone. And so if you're on a loco and you're getting together and you're going to do an event, you should definitely sign up for that. And while you're doing that, while you're signing up for a global jam pack, if you're going to get pizza, or if you're going to a coffee shop and you're going to get coffee and pastries for everyone, um, not if you're having a massive celebration dinner afterwards at some 3-star restaurant, not then. But if you're going to have snacks, you should also mention that and say how much the snacks are going to be, and be prepared to take a receipt or a picture of a receipt and send it in for the snacks. But yeah, if you want a little extra money just to um, subsidize the cost for your volunteers to have snacks or coffee or whatever, you should also put that in as well, because the community fund is to support community work on Ubuntu. And if you're doing an Ubuntu Global Jam, you are a community member who is contributing to the development of Ubuntu, and we want you to, that's what the money is there for. So we want you to take advantage of that. And nothing is more fun than getting together and having a little bit of coffee or some pastry or maybe a pizza. So that's a little extra thing you can do if you get together. And as if contributing to Ubuntu weren't already a good enough excuse, we'll get you snacks. So don't be afraid to take advantage of that, because, like I said, we're going to take a look at this and see how well this global jam pack went off, this time, and we're going to take a look at whether we offer that in the future. And by we, I don't mean me. I think Canonical's in charge of that, but we're looking very, very closely, and we talked to Canonical too. So we want to make sure that this is something really exciting, and we want to make sure that local teams and Ubuntu members, and Ubuntu, not just project members like me and Jose, but also community members who are just people who are really excited about this and part of local teams. We want to make sure that you have something special, that we recognize your contributions, because this really is a great way to get involved. And the other nice thing, and I guess this should be a warning, Jose, we should probably have a warning on Ubuntu Global Jam, because contributing to Ubuntu is so easy and so fun that if someone, I think, signs up for Global Jam and participates, that person might find that they're really excited and they want to contribute to Ubuntu all the time. So warning, contributing to Ubuntu may be addictive.
Definitely.
Be
So,
forewarned.
if you like contributing and still want to get involved with the project, you can definitely do that. You can check all the teams that are available for you to participate in at community.ubuntu.com. On community.ubuntu.com, you will be able to find a list of all the teams and all the things that the community does, and you will be able to find all the resources you need, all the information you need, contact information for the teams, mailing lists, IRC channels. Everything will be in there for you to just take a look at and have more fun.
Right. And you can also check and see if there are any Ubuntu Global Jam events near you by going to loco.ubuntu.com. And that's the Loco directory portal. And that lists different events. And the great thing about that is that even if you don't see an event near you, if you're a member of your Loco team, you can post a new event and create a new event. Then you have a URL to email to all your local friends and say you should go online and RSVP and show up and participate. So loco.ubuntu.com is a great way to see what's happening around you. And the best thing is that resource is available all year round. So for release parties, for other events, for presentations and talks, it's a great way to see what is going around in the Ubuntu community around you. And if you decide that not enough things are going on and you want to organize events, that's also a great way to let people know that what events are being planned.
Definitely, please make sure to submit your events at loco.ubuntu.com. It's really important so we can after the global jam measure how this global jam did, how did it go, how many people attended, how many countries and cities were involved with the global jam. So please make sure to submit your events. We'll be happy. We'll be really, really happy to see photos of the events. summaries of what was going on, blog posts. If you're an Ubuntu member, make sure to post in the planet how your event did go, because it's really awesome to see how things went after an especially a global event.
Right. And the other neat thing is that when you do that, there are going to be a lot of people worldwide who are really cheering for you that everything went well, and people are going to be really excited to hear that you got together, you ran a successful event, and to see pictures or just a write up of what happened. And so not only can you make a big impact on Ubuntu itself that everyone uses every day, but you can also make an impact when you tell people how much fun you had. That gets other people excited, and they say, "Well, why didn't I sign up for an Ubuntu Global Jam? And why didn't I participate? I missed out. I should do that next time." And we have these events all the time. Actually, we have them twice a year. So if you miss out this time, there's another opportunity coming up that you shouldn't miss this year. And you also shouldn't miss this next weekend either. So
So,
there.
yeah, if you're please, if you're an RC, submit your questions. We're happy to answer them live. Nathan, you were going to say something?
I was going to say that. So yeah, don't miss out. This is a fantastic opportunity, and the best thing of all is, I mean, what we do for Ubuntu Global Jam are things that you can do every single day, and so there's no real reason, not to do them whenever you like. But this is a fantastic opportunity to get to meet other people in the local Ubuntu community, or a good excuse to meet other people. Sometimes, it's always good to have an excuse to get together. And excuse me. So what we can do is, if you're in an area where there isn't an active loco team, this might be a good opportunity to get together and work on that. Meet some other people and say, well, what can we do together? Having Ubuntu Global Jam and working on your loco team is also contributing to Ubuntu, because Ubuntu is not just the software; it's also the community. And in fact, if Ubuntu didn't have a massive, giant, big community, it would. That's half the ways. Sliding back to Debian, one of the ways in which Ubuntu is unique is that all these great people get together. And so just like Debian has a fantastic community and all these other distros have a fantastic community, Ubuntu also has its own distinct community, and that's part of what makes Ubuntu awesome. So you can still be a part of that. And we're always looking to make. Obviously, I'm on the Ubuntu local community council, so I always want the local community teams to be stronger. So I give you permission if you need an excuse to get together for Ubuntu Global Jam, and just work on your loco team. Make it awesomer. Get together and spend an hour or half hour talking about what new events you could do or presentations, and then you can go on and do all the cool development stuff too. Translations, designs. There's just no real shortage of things you can get involved in. So I would say probably my favorite thing to do is documentation. And so when you're looking how to do something and you had to find it the hard way and kind of do Google searches and look online and read through man pages and finally figure out how something worked, how to get things working. And you just wish that the documentation on wiki.ubuntu.com were a little better. Well, Ubuntu Global Jam can be your lucky weekend to sit down and work on the wiki and make it better. And you can do it with other teams as well. Maybe a couple screenshots. You can all sit down. You can all try the same steps and make sure that they're universal and applicable. And you can sort of, if something's missing a step that someone forgot to write, or if something's not clear, you can go in and you can find documentation that exists, and you can make it a little bit better, just a little bit of polish. Or you can find something that doesn't have any documentation, and you can create it. It's really, really easy, and there will be people on IRC that are happy to help you out as well. In fact, I was saying, what is the best? So Ubuntu Global Jam is not just a local event, but also a global event, because everyone in the community is getting together at the exact same time. So if I were working on a global jam locally and we ran into some problems that our local group couldn't solve, what's the best place, what's the best channel on IRC to go to get more help.
You can you can go to Ubuntu-local teams on irc.freenode.net. There's always people available over there to give you a hand if you need it. So please make sure to join that channel. As I said, if you have any general questions that you believe may be helpful to other people too, make sure to ask on loco-contacts@lists.ubuntu.com. That's a mailing list. And finally, if you have a specific question about your local team itself, please contact the local council at loco-council@lists.ubuntu.com.
Yeah, and that's one other thing that's good to remember is that you're not alone. Ubuntu is a global community, and so there are a lot of people people who have been doing this for a long, long time, for many years, since before Ubuntu was released, because obviously Ubuntu was being worked on for like 6 to 8 months before it even came out. It was remember, Jose, it used to be called I think nonameyet.com, I think, was the secret landing page before the announcement. So all the way back in October of 2004, when Ubuntu 4.10 came out, people had already been working on that, shaping the community and what they wanted it to turn into, what to start out as. And so when you're working on the global jam, no matter what it is, there are a lot of people out there who have started out and run their first event, and now it's years later, and they've run lots of these, and they have good advice and tips, and there are developers and translators, localizers, programmers, all waiting around. And this is the weekend when we all get together, and because we're all working at the same time, there are a lot of people willing to help you, and that's true all the time. Although sometimes people aren't online at the same time, and so you have to actually go in and take a look and find out. If someone's not there, you get an IRC and you ask a question and you wait for a bit, or you have to go to the mailing list. But the chance of running into someone online during Global Jam is so high because we're all working together at the same time that if you have any questions or get stuck, you're going to find an answer, and we're all going to work together. And you might actually find someone asking a question that you know, and you can help them out. So it's a great. So not only do we get together with friends in the community around us in person, but we also get to help out each other out online as well. And so, there are always people who are eager to do that. So there's no excuse if you're not experienced. That's okay. No one's experienced the first time. And running a Global Jam event is really, really easy to do, especially the second time. So, you can get out there, and there are a lot of people who are excited about helping make your event a success.
So for now, I believe we don't have any more questions on IRC. I'm not sure if there's anything else you want to talk about or highlight for the Ubuntu Global Jams.
I don't think so. I think that, like I said, I think this is just a really great opportunity for people to get involved. Ubuntu is really somewhere really exciting at the moment. The phones are coming out in just a couple weeks. The first phone is hitting. That's looking really good. There are a couple people who are working on desktop mode Unity 8. Even I think before Canonical started working at it, I think we have community members who took a crack at it. And some of their code is actually being merged into Unity 8 because it was really good code. That's going to make Canonical's job even easier when they start turning their attention to it, because right now they're focused on the phone. At the same time, Unity 7's been around for the desktop, and that continues to improve. We have a lot of changes coming up soon. So this is a really exciting time to get involved into Ubuntu development, because we're just before these major changes. It's going to be probably 1604, 1610 before we get that convergent desktop. So this is where we can all work together to make Ubuntu nice and rock solid, so that when we have the big change of Unity 8, everything else is going to be taken care of. So you can always find these little, we always think about Ubuntu. We see the press releases for the phone, the plans for the convergent desktop, the news announcements about Ubuntu on the cloud. Snappy Ubuntu Core is the big thing, and that needs lots of polish. If you have any server work, any interest in that, you can work on that during the jam. And I'm sure, well, I know for a fact that the Snappy team would be thrilled. So there are all these little places that are opportunities to improve, and whether it's something really big and exciting, or just little things that are just these little like paper cuts, we used to call them. These little things that just need a little polishing or a little smoothing. Um, Everything makes a difference. And so this is a great. There's no more exciting time, I think, to get involved in Ubuntu. There's always something new happening. And so, when you get involved now and start improving, you're going to be all set down the line in a release or two when really exciting things happen, and you're going to know exactly what to do to help out. So together, all of us together make Ubuntu really something special.
Yeah, and also it would be cool if you could set milestones. So, for example, if you want to fix paper cuts, uh, and you and your team are just going to dedicate to paper cuts, set a milestone. Let's say 50 paper cuts, and when you fix 50 paper cuts, take a picture, or like record a small video and upload it to the social networks, and hashtag it with Ubuntu, so we can take a look at it and probably make a compilation or a blog post with those little images and videos.
Right, and in fact, when you look at loco.ubuntu.com, you'll find that there is a hashtag for the Ubuntu Global Jam. Um, and if you post a picture or a video to social media using the hashtag, it will automatically be taken up, I believe, by loco.ubuntu.com. And so that's a great, easy way to share your progress during the event, even before others try and pick it up. So yeah, we definitely want to see what you're up to and want to hear about it, because your good ideas are going to give other people good ideas too.
Perfect. So, is there anything else we want to cover for now?
No, I think that's pretty much it. If there aren't any other questions on IRC, then I think we can call this a pretty good wrap up.
Yeah, there are no more questions in RC at the moment. So if you have any questions, you already have the places where to contact us. So you can write us on the YouTube comments, and I'm gonna make sure to respond. So for now, that's it, and thank you for watching. I hope you do have a global jam and that you have a great time hosting it and participating on it.
Yep, I hope the same. So thanks everyone for watching this, and go out there during the Global Jam and be awesome.